What's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video, and this is round 5 of the North American Racing League at Zolder. Now this is about the halfway mark for the season. There's 8 rounds I believe in the North American Racing League, and this is round 5 at Zolder. And this race is a little bit different compared to all of the other races because going into this race I actually got promoted from Pro-Am to Pro. I completely understand why this decision was made, as my pace was a little bit quicker than most of the Pro-Am drivers, but I was battling in a championship with Paulo Godai, and going into this race he was ahead of me by 2 points, so he was ahead just by a little sliver, so I was really focused in trying to win this championship and bring it home. So I for sure agree with the decision, but the timing is pretty bad considering that we're just over halfway into the season and now I'm being switched to a totally different category. So I don't agree with the timing on that. It is a little weird, and just due to that I think that's why I wasn't as focused and wasn't as locked in, and especially being notified the day of the race. It's a weird feeling. It is what it is though. The decision has been made and it's just time to accept this new challenge now. But anyways, back to this qualifying at Zolder, and you can see we're taking an awful lot of curb there in turn 5. But this qualifying lap was really needed to be good. It really needed to be quick because again, we need to really be finishing higher in the points than we normally would, and this lap was just an absolute flyer. First 4 sectors were purple, and going into the 5th sector here, this sector really needed to be right. Going down into turn 8, the really tight hairpin, using all the track on the left and bringing it into the right, being really smooth on the gas here. Just 1 corner to go, and it is the alternate corner instead of the normal corner. So we're going to see here how I take this corner. And just like that, into the wall in the alternate version of Zolder, of course. And a whole lap felt pretty good until we just went a little wide. And first time I've crashed in qualifying in a very long time. It's kind of a odd feeling, but that's what happens when you make mistakes and you're not fully focused and committed to the task at hand, and you really need to be able to execute, which I wasn't able to do here. The car really felt really good in the first 4 sectors, but just trying to eke out too much time and just get greedy in the last section of track and other 2 laps. I just got off tracks in the same spot, and from there on the momentum was already going downwards. And let's get to the start of this race from the back. So we're currently starting pretty much last with Zamperlini behind us and a few other drivers next to us as well. And I was already feeling a little bit just wanted to get past as many drivers as I could. And here we go for the start of this race. We all take off pretty much after the alternate version. And here we go down into turn 1. We get through the first couple of corners pretty nicely here. We're going to approach turn 4 right up here, and we go around the outside of an Audi there, and this will lead us all the way down into turn 5. Turn 5, we have a huge gaggle of cars here, almost just run someone over because there's a lot of cars here. And then momentum is slowly going downward from here. Going down to turn 7, I see a little gap around the outside of Kimbrough, and we go for it. We make a little bit of contact, a bit of wheel banging, a really aggressive move on my part on lap 1 as well, and now we make our way down to turn 8. Going into turn 8, just a little bit too hot on Kimbrough in front of us, and I completely miss the braking point. From being so close behind him, I just couldn't see the braking point, and I really should have lifted, allowed him to pull a little bit of gap in front, kind of see what's going on, and just slowly make my way around turn 8 with the gaggle of cars in front, and then from there we would have safely been able to make it through lap 1. But of course, me being aggressive at the start, because I'm trying to make up places because now I'm fighting the first place guy. Essentially, you know, that's how I'm gonna score points now. I just was overly aggressive and tried to make up for basically qualifying, and went completely into the back of Scott Kimbrough and just completely missed the braking point, and completely my fault. So I do want to make an apology to Scott Kimbrough, Pierre Thompson, Reed Gibson, and Rodrigo Lepre, who were all involved. Right there you can see all of the cars that were involved from me hitting Kimbrough, and then he was pretty much a bowling ball going into the bowling pins. But again, I kind of paid for it right here as we get just completely totaled into the grass and a little bit of more carnage from behind. But at this point, my car was pretty much not drivable, so I had to go back to the pits, which is what we did. And there is fast repair, which is really good, so we were able to get that fast repair. But from here on out, you know, I'm last, no momentum for the rest of this race, and first race as a pro driver, not looking good at all. So I definitely need to make changes to my driving style in general and just make sure that things like this don't happen again. Need to be a little bit more aware for sure, and just be more patient on lap 1, especially in a situation like that where, you know, if you're back at the field, you know, you kind of have to just be patient to wait to get around the other drivers, because there is a big gaggle of cars at the back of the field. But that's going to pretty much be it. We ended up finishing this race in last, which is not really where I should be. I should realistically be, you know, a little bit higher in the field, but that's where I was today based on my mistakes and my actions on track. But that's pretty much going to be it. There wasn't really much else to this race, just being passed by a lot of front runners, and I think I got lapped fully once, and then we had our pit stop, and then I think about 10 minutes left in this race, I just went back to the pits and got some rest. But this was probably definitely one of the hardest videos I've had to make, just because I didn't really want to record this video and really have to kind of speak on the mistakes that I made and what I did. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to take full ownership for it, and I'm moving on to Charlotte Roval and just more races up in front. To you, it might not seem like a big deal, but I do take sim racing very seriously, and it's a big part of my life. And if I was younger, I could have only dreamed of being in this position right now, sim racing in a really awesome league run by really great people, and being able to, you know, watch them back on live streams is just really a dream, and definitely something I want to appreciate more and get better. I just want to improve as much as I can and not do mistakes like that, because there are people watching, especially people who aren't even into sim racing, and you want to be able to put on a good image and just show that, you know, you want to be respectful on track. And I hope to be, you know, more respectful and just more clean with other drivers on track, because I know if I was in Kimbrough's position, I would be pretty pissed off. So that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like down below, subscribe, do whatever you want. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.